Hey, Viola Rules here. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. So we're having a recess because Adrian Andrews is being brought back to the stand because we've implied that she's the true mastermind behind all of this, which would make sense of why the Magatama didn't go off when we asked Matt Ongard if he killed anybody. And it could be that he's been told to feign being insane, and like playing a part. I don't know. Maybe that part's real. But I don't know. But he has a scratch across his face. Either his cat did that, or Celeste did that when she slapped him for ruining her life. I'm gonna assume that it was a cat scratch, and that he went insane because his cat ruined his face. I don't know anymore what's happening, but let's just continue. I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage, don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? I never thought in your desperation you tried to pin the guilt onto Adrian. I swear this demon will pay. Mr. Nick! Pearls? Where's Mia? I don't know. Oh, Mia fled. A really strong power suddenly called her away. Oh, Maya needed her for something? A really strong power? Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is... It's from Gumshoe. How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal? Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch on to. Phew, that's good, pal. And what about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are? We still don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time. And we just had one. Even a single clue would be really helpful. I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. But have I just run out of luck this time? Is all of our hope for naught? A tent! Huh? A tent? I can see a circus tent! Huh? Oh, Mia, hi. It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. She's locked in a dusty little room right now. But I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Oh hey, it's the circus again! Gumshoe, is there a circus in town right now? There is only one, pal. The Big Berry Circus. The Berry Big Circus. Maya is somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent. What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map, about 300 feet radius from the main tent. Hurry! And? I could see a mailbox under the window. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. Okay, what else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. I felt like I was in an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor or so. I heard her, an old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there, just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal? Mia, Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Don't you please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer. Okay, let's see if we can continue to stall. Court will now reconvene. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real criminal. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Yep, doing this again. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have. You have seen it before? That's right. It's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? All right. Why does she... Uh-oh, Edgeworth promised her something. It's the only reason why she's cooperating. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. Oh, that's why it has slits in it. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's just a small jewelry box just by looking at it. It's a jewelry box. Oh, cool. So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it? Yes. Looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree? Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh, yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Looks like there really was something to that bear after all. Seems like it. The bear figurine. Okay, so I guess just press her on everything. She didn't really say anything that sounded like a lie. A puzzle. That's right. But it looks like an ordinary figurine. True enough. To people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess this was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly? If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. Okay. So you can take it apart? And how would one go about doing that? Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in. Oh, yes, I see. After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed. Oh, this is most interesting. A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 all over again. I don't think the judge knows how to open it. Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on. It's gonna be real funny if the judge actually unlocks it. I think he's lost it. So, what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? Center is a small cavity, just enough room to store a small item, like a note, maybe? And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Huh? It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland. Then this was a present from you? That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for Juan. So it was a present from Miss Andrews. That's interesting. Witness, let's continue with your testimony. Considering she didn't like him, but I guess she was trying to get close, so she was trying to give him gifts that would cater to his image, I guess. Even though he hated the bear image. So who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland. So I doubt that there are many people with the same bear in this country. But this looks like it can be easily broken. Especially if someone wanted to get what was inside. Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same again once it's been broken. That feels like it's a little bit too on the nose towards Adrian's situation a little bit. So it's a small jewelry box. Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box? I never told anyone. And as long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us knew. The two of you, huh? Then, of course, that means Mr. Angard didn't know, right? But wouldn't he have? Because if it's a jewelry box, does that mean that this bear, he used it to propose to Celeste? Which means that Angard would have known about that? Because Celeste told him everything? I think this is all I'm going to get. This is about all I'm going to get for now. Figurine updated. Okay, cool. I'll take a look at that in a second. by that, I mean, like, right now, please. Figurine, wooden puzzle with a hollow inside. Only Karita and Andrews know how to open it. Okay, cool. Continue. Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize that there is one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there is only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box? What's inside? That's right. That's what we are going to find out next. Witness? Yes. You are the only one who can open this. Please. Okay, let's see what it has. There's a painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews now as she solves the puzzle and takes the bear apart. I've opened it. And inside it is... Is this what you wanted? What is that? It looks like a note. I don't think we need to guess at what that is, do we, Mr. Wright? Guessing Celeste impacts a suicide note? It's the suicide note. The suicide note? Suicide note left by Juan Carita's former manager, Celeste Impacts. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Carita himself. It seems Celeste Impacts had very beautiful handwriting, and she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide. Okay. So why was it in the bear? I guess to protect it until Juan could reveal it at the press conference. Order! Witness, did you know about this? Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere, because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace, so now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right, at least that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it's only appropriate the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it, and I was going to burn it for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of this note aloud. Very well. The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the dead, silent courtroom. In her notes, Celeste Impacts left to us a record of all that had happened to her. About being used and then thrown away by Enguarde, about being engaged to Karita and Enguarde's role in destroying that, and about how she decided, in her despair, to end it all. And that's all Miss Impacts had to say. There's one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Enguarde. Then what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. My word! Matt Enguarde values above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze image. Which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. Okay. But he claimed he didn't know anything. It's Enguarde's fault that woman killed herself. And this time, he even went so far as to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. How terrible! What a selfish person! I guess there are slimeball lawyers out there who defend these creeps too. There's no margin for doubt here. Mr. DeClare's client's goal was to obtain the suicide note. The only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Not true. Not true. Not the only person. Just saying. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house. Who's to say that Andrews doesn't have a key to his house? She is his manager, after all. But it was inside the hidden room, so I guess that sort of doesn't work, does it? It seems that we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone. How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay, there are two deadly pieces of evidence, the figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of the situation through one of those. The gavel is already in the judge's hand. Phoenix, hurry! The suicide note or the figurine, which one of these should I pursue? I feel like pursuing the figurine probably won't yield anything, but I don't know about the suicide note either. I guess I feel like Celeste's suicide note is more important, so let's go with that. Objection! Please wait, Your Honor. Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it? It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook. I think Your Honor believes that Matt Engard killed in order to obtain this note. Yes, that is correct. But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there is a contradiction here. This note was hidden by Mr. Kurita until the night of the murder. If that is the case, I say that Matt Engard could not have known what was written on this note. Oh, I didn't think of it that way. Exactly, but I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. No one in their right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what it said. I mean, Olbag went after Adrian Andrews because of the note from Lada, but go ahead. Order, order, order! You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? No opinion. It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Uh-huh. The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this. What is that? It is a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. Spying? What the? I thought that spy camera was in my possession. Yeah, for some reason, like, Edgeworth can just pull up evidence that only we're supposed to have. Matt Engard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses. And the victim, Juan Kurita, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt Engard. Do you have proof of that, though? Order! Order! Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? You. Don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities. Well, sort of? Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright. I see you are confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not that same one. Last night, I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this. Don't use bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera. Matt Engard's fingerprints were on there. Well, Phoenix, it looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. It's It's fairly obvious that Mr. Ongard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. He got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that. You don't? Hey, now what's that we're thinking? Mommy, is that man the bad guy? Bad killer guy? Shh, stop, don't look at him. The way he's sweating is just so ill, nasty. Phoenix? Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're going to do next yet? What I'm going to do next? Does running away like a frightened child work? I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate. I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? Alright, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you? What is this piece of evidence that Mia is talking about? Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go? Present evidence, of course. I have an objection, Your Honor. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. Objection! Your Honor, the defense has no intentions of letting this go so easily. I'm sorry, that late objection just killed me. You are beginning to sound desperate. That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said? Yeah, but I have to say it, Mia. So you're telling me that I forgot something? You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. And that piece of evidence would be, probably the suicide note, right? Because the suicide note sounded fishy to me. It sounded like she was told what to write, and then told to hang herself, like it's all staged somehow. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I shouldn't say things like that, but I don't know. Everything feels like a scandal in this case. Is that Miss Impact's suicide note, right? Who knows? Huh? Oh, wait. What? I mean, sure, this suicide note was found inside this bear, but this bear was in my possession until a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on the suicide note has yet to be analyzed. Oh, right. Oh. So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impacts or not, has yet to even be remotely confirmed. I didn't think about that. Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be suggesting... Mr. Wright, are you saying this suicide note is a fake? Miss Andrews, you are the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Ongar. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? True. How dare you! Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There is no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve this puzzle is the witness herself. True. She did back herself into that corner. Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt Ongar. I did no such thing. Right? If you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, Then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Mr. Edgeworth, you are the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution. Got him with that one. That's enough! Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on the suicide note? It says the defense has stated the handwriting has yet to be analyzed. If that's the case, it seems that yet again we've reached a point where a verdict is impossible. Impossible? That's impossible! This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. We don't have one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day. Nope. I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate. Handwriting analysis my butt. That's just that we're trying to buy more time. On-guard is guilty! Look, any idiot can tell you that. I think we've reached the end of the line. Oh. Apparently the audience is out for blood. Oh, what is that sound? It's my phone. I need to take this real quick. It's Gumshoe. Hello? Gumshoe? What is with him? And what's with that sign? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer? He got away. What? I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you. I really do. Anyway, what's going on? We found his hideout, pal. But the two of them were already gone. This is terrible. I'm going to keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time. But don't tell me we don't have any more. Do you hear that? They're calling for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't. For us to come this far and... Oh. What is it? Oh, let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that. Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself? Yes, Your Honor. I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after. Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! That was a nice animation. Mr. Edgeworth? Please, you gotta buy us some more time. Court is in session. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying... Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but... I am reluctant to do this, however. It appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow. This time I really can't do anything. Court is now adjourned for the day. Someone's gonna raise an objection as it fades out. There it is. Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time. For what purpose? We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of paper of evidence in that time. But can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes? I believe we can, Your Honor. But wouldn't it be better if we adjourned for today and then reconvene tomorrow? No. 30 minutes, please, Your Honor. That's all I am asking for. Please, Your Honor. Very well. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. But be advised that I will not allow another recess today. I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting us. The court will now take its final recess of the day. Ooh, we keep dodging bullets, but like just barely. Okay, I'm gonna end this episode here, and I feel like maybe in the next one we might be able to wrap things up, unless there's a whole other segment to go. Well, I guess, yeah, we have to get Shelly to kill her on the stand to get him to incriminate himself, don't we? Yeah, so we probably have a good chunk of the game left. Wow, this case is long. But if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all next time.